Oh yeah, now you're back here. Now we're having fun. This is
Hey.
this is where the magic happens. Just camp the drop down. Yo, we just won,
Nuh-uh.
dude. We just carried that.
Was the last kill that meteor?
Yes.
It was. Oh my god, it
Yes.
was.
It was.
Were you recording that?
I was. Welcome in, you guys. Couple Cowboy here. Today we're going to be going over my MagPlar Brawler. Now, I am extremely proud of this build. I am extremely excited to be sharing this with you guys. Disclaimer: use this responsibly. If everybody starts rolling this thing out, PvP is going to be miserable because we're going to just have a bunch of unkillable Templars that are cranking everybody. So with great power comes great responsibility, guys. Alright, that just said, guys, you may have seen my Templar build from last week. We were running Far Strider to debuff enemies' crit resists. We were running Mechanical Acuity to guarantee crits in a burst window, and then we were running Berserker Strike to negate pin. We had a really fun burst damage build, but I got sick of that, guys. I was tired of being squishy. Alright, I was tired of not being able to consistently do damage outside of that 30-second cooldown. And that's why I made this. And I feel like we've checked all the boxes, guys. We're sitting at about 40k resistances on this build. We have 5.5k weapon spell damage. We're about 10k pin before we get into applying major and minor breach on targets. We have Swift on, right? So that's another 10% mitigation. We've got all these debuffs that are absolutely mental. Let's go ahead and get into it, guys. So I am going to be doing this on the PTR, just so that I don't confuse anybody with traits and stuff. And again, just a reminder, guys, if you like the content, please hit that sub button. Please share this with your homies. It helps me out, helps you guys out, I hope. Yeah, maybe you'll find some cool stuff. But let's go ahead and get into it with the spicy Brawl Templar. Roxa, guys, nothing special here. Very common set, but I really like it. You guys know me. I like Engine Guardian. I do recommend Engine Guardian if you don't have Roxa or you don't want to run Roxa. Engine Guardian cooks. Engine Guardian is really good because it provides like a meat shield. Especially for kiting, if you're doing a lot of kiting, a lot of 1vx, Engine Guardian is what's up. But it's inconsistent, and that's why I like Roxa a little bit better, guys. Engine Guardian can be bashed, Engine Guardian can be killed, Engine Guardian might proc the wrong recovery for you. I'd rather just have the raw stat recovery of Roxa. Next up, guys, Kindmarsh Cruelty. This set, phenomenal. This is one of my favorite parts about this build, guys. This is where a lot of our group utility comes from, so Major Breach isn't the best proc on this set, but we're going to apply one of 5 major random debuffs to an enemy. Well, I guess enemies within 8 meters. So that's a pretty big radius, right? Especially if you're in like group B group kind of content. That's pretty big. And it lasts for 18 seconds, which is phenomenal. This can occur once every 8 seconds. So you can have up to 3 of these buffs or debuffs on a target, and they're really good. So sadly, Major Breach is one of them. It's whatever. It's not bad. You know what I mean? If you're providing group pin, it's whatever. But that's not the one we want. We want Major Vulnerability, which is the absolute cooker here. That gets it done. That's going to give us 10% increased damage from all sources on whatever targets that is on. We can apply Major Maim, which is going to decrease their damage done by 10%. We can apply Major Defile, which decreases their healing and damage shield sizes by 12%. And we can apply Major Cowardness, which is going to, I think it's like almost 500 weapon and spell damage that we just remove from a target. It's really, really good, guys. We're decreasing the amount of damage our group takes. We're increasing the amount of damage that we do to the enemies. It's just 10 out of 10 on this set. This set's phenomenal. Next up, guys, we have the Swift. Now, if you do have the Mythic, this is the setup that you're going to want to run. If you don't have the Mythic that we're going to be rocking here, or you don't want to use a Mythic, you will be using Vaishon on your back bar, okay? But if you do have the Mythic, guys, we're going to be taking Swift on our back bar. This is just going to make us incredibly tanky when we go like turtle on our back bar if we're getting any kind of pressure on us. we'll be at 40%, or I'm sorry, not 40%, we'll be at 40k resistances. We will have another 10% from this mitigation. If we have some of the Kind March procs on a target, right, that could be up to 20% damage reduction from that. We have major and minor protection. The other mythics, so the two mythics that I do recommend, let me not ADHD too much here, guys. We have Markin is phenomenal ring, guys, phenomenal mythic. The other one would be Saints, the Saint and the Seducer. Both of these work tremendously well. If you're doing a little bit more group heavy play, you know what I mean, like good like ball group, good like 4-man, 5-man, you're doing 1vx and Citadel, Saints and Seducers might be a little bit better because you're going to be providing more area debuff for the enemies you're Xing, right? Whereas I like Markin for like BGs and stuff because I know I'm going to be getting it done. I'm going to be much tankier with this, and I'm going to be doing a lot of damage with this. Whatever you want to do there. But anyways, Swift on the back bar, guys. If you do have the mythic, Swift on the back bar. So you're going to take a Necklace of Swift. You're going to take an Ice Staff of the Swift. You're going to want to go Defending with the Ice Staff. Don't go any other traits. Defending is what's up. For the Necklace, I like Infused. You can either take Bloodthirsty. I do 2 Bloodthirsty, 1 Infused. Or you can do 3 Bloodthirsty, or you can do 3 Infused. Infused is going to give you more damage no matter what point in the fight you're in, but I like the Bloodthirsty because it lets our damage creep on people. What I mean by this is, like, you can hit them with a couple jabs, right, at 100% health, and you're only going to drop them down, like, maybe 5-6% of their health at a time. A lot of people don't panic when they see that. But with the Bloodthirsty, once they hit that, like, 70% threshold, if we get that that Kind Marchers Major Vuln, dude, it's go time. We're hitting them with the toppling. That's going to hit off balance on them, right? That's going to give us 10% more damage from that. We're going to have 10% more from the Major Vuln. We're going to have the well, I don't want to spoil it. We'll get the skills when we get to skills, but we're going to have a lot of multipliers, guys. And we're going to hit them with the Crescent Sweep. We're going to ult dump them. They're going to be cooked. It's going to be GG's. Absolutely amazing, guys. But yeah, Bloodthirsty, guys, if you have 3 Bloodthirsty, it's going to give you an extra 1,000 weapon damage in that execute, and that's what's up. Especially when you're using the Radiant or the Jesus Beam, that's insane. It's almost impossible, even if they block, even if they don't dodge roll, because you don't ever want to dodge roll. Guys, pro tip, don't dodge roll versus Templars. They're going to beam you out of your roll, you're going to die. You need to block cast versus the beam. But even if you have 3 Bloodthirsty, it's very hard to out heal that. Even if you're block casting, even if you're spamming like Dragon's Blood or Breath of Life, it's very difficult to get out of that. And then lastly, guys, just because we have the Mythic on, we're going to be taking Trainee to give us a little bit more health here. I know it is weird to take Trainee jewelry, not body, but it'll make sense when we get to the traits. But let's talk about really quickly weights and traits. So head, we're going to take Heavy Infused. I take the multi-effect enchant on my infused pieces just because we get a little bit more. For our shoulder, we're going to take a medium. This is because we want the Undaunted passive. We get 2% extra max health, mag, and stam if we take a medium piece. We're taking a medium impenetrable shoulder. We're going to take a heavy chest. It's going to be reinforced. And pause this video at any point if you guys need to. We're going to take Gloves of the Swift, guys. Make sure that you take Gloves and Belt of the Swift because Swift is a light set. The gloves and the belt have the least amount of armor value, so that's why we want the light armor there. But again, impenetrable on both of those. For the legs, guys, we're going to take Infused and Heavy. For the boots, we're going to take Impin and Heavy. And that's it for those. And again, for the jewelry, all Bloodthirsty or Infused, your preference. And then this is probably the most important part, guys. Make sure you take maces, because maces give you 3k pin for having dual maces. Make sure they're sharpened because you're going to get another 3k pin. A lot of our pin comes from here, guys. If we don't have penetration, we don't have very much damage. Okay, that's very important with this build. That is very important. All right, I think that covers everything we need to know about the gear, guys. Let's go over to skills really quick. So on our front bar, guys, we have Toppling Charge. Toppling Charge is a phenomenal ability. It's going to apply major protection, 10% damage mitigation, and minor protection because of the passive it triggers, which gives us another 5%. So this skill is giving us 15% damage mitigation. So if you're ever getting pressured, guys, make sure you hit those healing over times. Make sure you're buffed up, and then come hit this. Even if you have to go right back to your back bar and start healing again, keep this buff active when you're getting pressured, because it's going to be 15% damage mitigation. That's a lot. Not only that, it also has a chance to proc your Kind March, which can debuff enemies or make them very weak. Next up, guys, Puncturing Sweep. This is your spammable, right? Everybody knows Sweep. Very generic ability. Heals us for 33% of the damage done. This is what allows us to go very aggressive with this build, guys, right? We're getting pressured. We should always have Living Dark up. This is a really good heal over time. But if we're getting pressured, Living Dark and Vigor plus the jab should keep you alive. If it's really bad, you might have to block cast a couple Honor the Deads, but this lets us be very, very aggressive because of that healing. Next up, guys, Power of the Light. The most important, probably, Templar ability there is on the market. Power of the Light is phenomenal, guys, because it provides us this very unique burst mechanic. You sit this on the target, and it basically accumulates damage over 6 seconds, and then pops for percentage of the damage done. Very, very, very nice for burst. But not only that, guys, it also, if you read it, it applies the Sundered status effect. Now, Sundered does a little bit of proc damage, right? It's not too important, but Sundered increases our weapon and spell damage against the target by 100. It's like 110, I think, actually, but about 100. And it also applies the Minor Breach, which is going to decrease their resistances by about 3k. That comboed with Elisus, which is Major Breach, is going to give us about 9k penetration right there, just from those two skills. So it's very important that you guys use this. I always keep this on my target, whoever my kill target is, and just let it ride. It does big things. When it's about to pop, that's when you want to burst, guys. Next up, we'll talk about combos at the end of the skills, but next up, Radiant Glory. This is your execute. This cannot be dodge rolled. So when you're coming out of a CC, when you CC somebody with your toppling, they're low health, always hit them with the Radiant. They might mess up, they might roll, and you catch them off guard with this. Don't ever roll against Templar, guys. You always want to block cast heals against Templar. Fiery Contingency, guys. This is the scribed ability here. I recommend you take flame damage. You take the class script here for your second script, and for your third script, I like the Major Brutality, Major Sorcery. That way we can run Shrystat pots with this, and we have our weapon spell buffs covered there. But run whatever you want to run on this. But I do recommend, like, the class ability from this, guys. Check this out. Okay, look. Class ability from this. We hit this, class ability, that. Right, we're sitting almost 40k on our front bar, and we're at 5.5k weapon spell damage. That's what's up. So the class script here, very important, guys. Very important. Sorry, we run skills. But if you don't have scribing, guys, get rid of that, and you're just gonna put your channel focus there, and then you run a Purify on the back bar. I don't have Purify on the build at the moment. That's what it is. I struggle personally. I never hit Purify. Swap out whatever you want to swap out for it. I never hit Purify. I'm terrible at being a Templar. This is like my worst class that I play. So I say I don't play it well. It's just my worst class that I play. And I'm very bad at remembering to do that. And I tend to run out of magic when I'm trying to purify certain things off of me. So I just went with, in CP, I'll show you guys my compensation here. I went with Pain's Refuge, and I'm just embracing the dots. Because when you got dots on you, dude, there's too many to purge off most of the time. I don't know. Just my take on it. And I don't like to kite. I do kite. That's not correct, but I don't like to streak away like a Sork does, like 10 miles. I like to stand my ground. I like to kite, line of sight, and then just burst people as they come at me, kind of thing. But it's whatever. Do what you guys want to do. Our ultimate on this front bar, Crescent Sweep. This thing absolutely cooks. It's 71 ultimate to use. That is very, very cheap, guys. We are also a Nord on our skills, so we're getting ultimate back faster. We dump this every time we see somebody. We dump them with the ult, and it just catches people off guard. It's phenomenal. If you have a bomber in your team, you're just helping them out. If you hit this when they go in for it, y'all get the gist of it. Next up, guys, for the back bar, Ellie Sus. This is good, guys, because this provides minor brittle with the chilled. It also applies a 5% damage increase from minor vuln from the concussed. And it also provides major breach, which is our biggest pin buff. Very, very important. Next up, guys, Resolving Vigor. This is going to give us minor resolve, which just increases our tankiness, and it's a really big burst heal. It costs stamina, which is nice because you can weave this and manage your resources really well. Honor the Dead, guys. This is our big burst heal. This is a chunky heal. If you're getting pressured real bad, you want to block cast this. That's what's up. Living Dark. It's not a heal over time, but it is. So basically, it ticks for 2k every time you get hit. And it can proc twice per second, essentially. So you can get about 4k healing per second out of this when you're really getting pushed on. And this is probably my favorite heal in the game, honestly. I love this heal. And then lastly, on this bar, guys, we have Channeled Focus. This is where our sustain comes from. This is where your Purify goes. You're going to switch this to the front bar if you don't have scribing. And you're going to put your Purge here if you do. But the pretty good heal, guys. This is like a 2k heal, I think. Yeah, so it's going to be 1k in PvP healing per second. But really good. Provides you with mag recovery. Provides you with your major resolve buff. And it provides you with, I should probably touch on this, there's a passive called Sacred Ground. And so this is what the class script is referencing. While you have this Sacred Ground buff, so while you're in this little AoE, or within like 4 seconds after leaving it, you're going to benefit the most from that script. I don't even know where it is. Whatever. Anyways, moving on. The ulti here, guys. Practice Incantation. Only use this if your group needs really big heals, really bad, or if you're out of stamina. You can use this for like an 8-second break. Wait till you're about to lose your CC immunity, then hit this. It'll save your life, because if you get CC with no stam, you're done. Nobody's saving you from that. This will save you from that. That's it. Let's see. Mundus, guys. We're going to be taking the Apprentice. This is because spell damage is what we scale off the best. What I mean by that is when we use a Dawn's Wrath ability, we get 10% additional spell damage, right? So that's why that's so much larger. That's what it is. And then you can add the back bar enchant to that. Hold on, let's do this right. Back bar enchant to that. It's not doing it. It's on cooldown. I'm all off rotation now. Whatever. You guys get the point. If we had an infused back bar, it would have 100% up. Oh no, I never put it on the. I had it on my Vaitshon, but I never put the Berserk. You guys want to use a Berserk enchant? I think yeah. See, I put it on my Vaitshon, but you'd get that extra 350 weapon spell instead of this mag recovery. Don't use that enchant, guys. Use the Berserk enchant. Trust me on this. I was wondering why it wasn't proc in there. That was embarrassing. Let's talk about CP really quickly. Now, again, I told you guys, because I don't use a Purify with my Templar as nearly as often as I should, I just took it off, and I'm embracing Pain's Refuge. If you are like me and you're bad at Purifying, rock that. If you're good at Purifying, you're going to take Expert Evasion, you're going to take Slippery, and you're going to take Fortified and Rejuvenation. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Because I don't have the Purify, like I said, I took Rejuvenation, Pain's Refuge, Slippery, and Fortified. If your stamina managed is bad, take off Fortified and just put on Expert Evasion. For the blue tree, guys, there's a lot that we can do here. Excuse me. You can always go Wrathful Strikes is a really good CP. Personally, I would recommend the two most important, I think, here. Number one, Exploiter, because this is what's going to give us an additional burst multiplier when we set somebody off balance. Number two, we have a lot of status effects on the target, right? We've got Burning, Concussed, Chilled, Sundered, and if we can get like a Disease enchant to proc, That's at least 5, right? So we're getting almost, I don't know what, like 3.6k pen, something like that, off of this. So Force of Nature, these two, Exploiter, Force of Nature, very important. Like I said, you could take Wrathful Strikes if you wanted to, but personally, I prefer, because I think we got enough damage, I really wanted to lean into the tankiness here. I'm going to take Ironclad. This is going to give us 6% mitigation towards direct damage. And then I'm going to take Duelist's Rebuff. Right, and that's going to give us 6% against single target, right? So in theory, most of the damage we take is going to be insignificant, right? Most AoEs, except for bombers, are pretty insignificant. A lot of the stuff we really got to worry about chunking us down is like in-cap, spec bow, right? And those both fall under Duelists, and Ironclad will both mitigate that. So that we're going to have, what, 12% additional mitigations for those big single target burst skills. So this is the setup that I recommend. So we got Duelist Rebuff, Ironclad, Force of Nature, Exploiter, Rejuvenation, Pain's Refuge, Slippery, and Expert Evasion. Like I said, guys, if you need to pause the video at any point and check back on those and do what you need to do. And then again, any extra CP you guys have, make sure you put your passives in. So Battle Mastery, very important. This is going to give us 60% increased chance to proc those disease enchants on our dual wield bar, right? Mighty, it's going to give us extra 100 weapon spell damage. And then again, same thing for the burning, concussed, all that. Take Flawless Ritual, and then take War Mage, another 100 weapon spell damage for magical attacks. Past that, do whatever you want to do. You can take the increased healing, you can take increased healing done, all of these passives that you don't have to slot. Do whatever you want to do. CP is not the most important thing in the game. We'll go ahead and hit confirm on that. But again, I just wanted to quickly show you guys the back bar stats. And there you have it. So we're sitting almost 5k weapon spell on our back bar. And almost 40k resistances. That's with a monster set. That's with trainee. I don't know. I like it, guys. I really think it looks good. And again, just remember the only mistake I made in the setup, guys, if you're coming back watching this proofreading, make sure your ice staff has the Berserk enchant on it, not whatever junk this is. And again, disease enchants on that front bar so that you can have minor, I don't remember what it's called, defile, I think, minor defile. It just decreases healing, makes it harder for people to recover. Alright, that's all I got for you guys, GG's. I hope you guys enjoy. Let me know in the comments down below what you want to see next. If you guys had any comments, questions, concerns, things of that nature, again, please subscribe to the content. And I will be putting out a ranged MagPlar build next Friday, if you're interested in that. Because some people don't like the Brawler style, some people don't like the Burst style, so I figure I'd give you guys a ranged build. And then I'm going to be moving on to my next class, which is probably going to be DK or Stamsork. I might throw in a Stamsork build next, because I got a really nasty one cooking up. So a one-shot, does about 60k damage in I won't say how, but no spoilers, but check back for that, guys. All right, take it easy, everybody. Have a good one.